crab made deliberately so that we wouldn't have an impact on the resource, and we could stage them in the pot as if it were fishing on the ocean floor. We're going to talk to you about the ins and outs, what's going on, the legalities of that pot. So, when those crab come up, you see them, you're also going to see some colorful tags. Now I ask that you look past the colorful tags for right now, concentrate on me and Big D, what we're telling you about those crab and how the pot works. And then Captain Ron, he'll come down and he'll enlighten us on the tags and what's going on with that. Right now, let's get this puppy on board. This is a risky shot I'm going for. Oh! I knew that was a dumb idea.
Well, if you were trying to hit that trailer buoy, you did well.
It really did. Recovery. It's all about recovery.
It's all about it. If it's right over that buoy, it could have been on.
Could have been perfect.
Yeah. Alright.
How about some hydros here, Cap?
I can pull by hand.
See what Andy's got going there. He's got her in the coiler. When that came around, it was like having a sixth man on deck. I mean, he's coiling it down just to make it nice, but if we were actually working, he could be filling baiters, he could be sorting crabs, he could be doing anything, and it'd still be coiling in there nice. Made a huge difference. Lots of them.
Yeah, right.
It'll come back.
Yeah, well. Go ahead and bring her up. Keep going. There. Here comes 800 pounds of Andy Bering sees the deal. Folks, you see those crab we had made? We staged them in that pot. Here's the thing, you have 250 of these pots on your boat. You set half of them. You'll go back and do what we call spot check. It might take 12 hours to set there. They were there last year, doesn't mean they're there this year. You go back and pick one of these up after 10 hours, the entire crew is electric. The captain's on that lab hailer. Get the crab out, get the bait out, put a new bait in, and I want to look at a couple more. The reason we're so excited is I've got 3 riders going in my tunnel. We call them riders because they're not even inside yet. Big D's got a couple riders, half a dozen crab inside. You got a crab an hour going on, that's good fishing. He's gonna want to check a few more, figure out which direction that big school is going. He thinks it's to the east. We'll take the rest of our gear and set it to the east, anticipating when they come floating through there that we could have a 60, 70, 80 average. Now that doesn't happen very often. That's the pinnacle, okay? But we don't know when it's gonna happen. And that's what keeps you getting out of your bunk. You never know. Other boats.
Alright, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drop that pot down on those 2 hooks on the bottom of this one. Now that's going to secure the bottom of that pot, which is good, but I still need to secure the top of that pot. What I'm going to do that is I'm going to use what we call dogs. And all that is 2 iron hooks that come in hydraulically. They center that pot and they hold it tight to the top of that launcher. Now I'm free to move that pot around. And what I'm going to do first, I'm going to pick it up flat. A couple guys are going to bring a table in right underneath here, and that's where I'm going to dump the crabs. 2 guys are going to unhook these straps. They're going to flip this door up. Now it's ready to be dumped. And the way to do that is what they call double action, but it means I'm just going to pick it up and dump it. So I'm going to pick it up like this, and then I'm going to start shaking this handle. When I do that, in theory, all those crabs are going to fall in that table. As soon as I do that, I'm going to lower it back down. Guy's going to jump in there and pull the baits out. Somebody's going to hand him new baits. He's going to put them in. He's going to come out, put that door down, and that pot's ready to go. It does not spend hardly any time on this launcher. Your time is mostly just in hauling line. Now, that's just 3 easy steps, right? Let's say I've been out here for about 20 hours and I haven't eaten and I'm a little bit tired, a little bit hungry, maybe a little edgy, and I'm questioning some of my life decisions. All I have to do is forget one of those steps. If I forget to put these dogs on, it goes bad really quickly. I mean, even here, sitting like this without the dogs at that angle, and I would be a lot steeper if I'm trying to actually dump crabs out. That pot's going to come off, it's going to hit that rack, and we're going to be having to put it on the hook to get it back up there. But we don't fish it in that bay. We're fishing in the Bering Sea, and this boat is rocking and rolling and bucking and taking waves. You don't put those dogs on up there, and that 800 pounds is going to end up against that wall. And it's going to take out everything between here and there. And it happens. Everybody's seen it. You just don't want it to happen very often. So you really have to pay attention, and you have to be vocal. Every time I hit a lever, I tell somebody what I'm going to do. Like right now, I'm going down.
Coming down, Big D. All right, folks, we showed you the king crab. We showed you the stove crab. 2 different fisheries. 1 set of gear. Gear's expensive. You don't have 2 sets for the different fisheries. What you do is you accessorize that 1 set of gear because there are legalities that you have to meet. One of them is you can't exceed a 9 by 30 inch opening for these guys here. The covers of king crab, you can fit through that 9 by 30 inch opening. We have up forward here what we refer to as escape mesh. And that's that bigger mesh. It allows the females of the species, juvenile males, to get out of there so we're not even handling them. Also, you're going to go stove crab fishing. We're going to drop this canner hood, that we call it, down, restricting that 9 inches to 3 inches. It allows those little flat bodies to slip right in there. We're not harassing these guys out of season. They'll eventually give up and wander off. But we got this big mesh up here that those stove crab are going to walk right out of. So we got to have another tanner panel here. We drop that down, reducing that size. Females of the species don't get any bigger than that. The entire crab. So they're filtering out of those holes all the time. We're not handling them. One of the things we did, as fishermen, we policed ourselves on this gear. You lose this gear and it's out there doing what they call ghost fishing. Fish swims in and dies, crab goes in after he dies. It just keeps doing it. This is made out of nylon. So we figured out you take cotton, the right tensile strength and the right diameter, you sew up an 18-inch hole with that cotton, it will rot out 35 to 40 days, and it works. You do you're doing a string of pots, you got 25 average, next thing you know you pull an empty one, it's because that cotton is rotted out. Very effective.
Thank you, guys. All right. Just to give you a little idea about the Bering. We're in trouble in the Bering Sea. For some of you that have been keeping up with the show Deadliest Catch, we haven't had a crab season, much of a crab season for the last 2-3 years. Codfish used to come out of the Gulf of Alaska into the Bering Sea, hit that cold water, and turn around and come back into the Gulf of Alaska. The Bering Sea's warmed up. Now the codfish come out of the Gulf of Alaska by the millions and come into the Bering Sea and they just go all over. They're finding codfish farther north than they've ever found them before. There's factory longliners what they do is they catch cod and they process them on board. They're running into some of the best fishing they've ever encountered way up north. Now, the snow crab, the females are a lot smaller than the males. And then when the king crab, when their eggs hatch and the little ones are all over the ocean floor, codfish are sucking them all up like a vacuum cleaner on the bottom. They're the most carnivorous fish out in the ocean. When they molt, when they change their shell to grow, they're very soft. Same thing, codfish are eating. Really good example, 9 years ago, I seen the crab stocks declining, so I figured I was going to fish the predators. I use the same pots as we do for king crab, these right here. We just knock these tunnels straight, and we put these triggers, these fingers, like this, in our pots. What they do is the codfish can swim out, they can't swim, or they swim in, they can't swim back out. When I started 9 years ago, it was a 5-month season. I caught 900,000 pounds and a 5.5 pound average. Just this last year, same amount of time, 5 months, I did 2.6 million pounds at a 10.5 pound average. So production tripled and the size of them doubled. So we're in trouble. Kodiak, Alaska used to be called the king crab capital of the world. We had the king crab festival there every year. Kodiak crab feed was huge. Guys from the Bering Sea used to fish king crab and then go to Kodiak because it was just a lot of money being made. 1983 was the last time they'd ever had a king crab season in Kodiak, Alaska. Went for the king crab capital of the world to nothing. Over 40 years, they haven't opened it. So, people, like I said, people ask me all the time, what do you think? I go, in my lifetime, it's not going to definitely be like it used to be. But anyways, I'm going to talk about these kegs. This is our Lost Fisherman Memorial Pot. Now, we asked fishermen, we called them and asked them for their buoy kegs. They sent their buoy kegs out. This is a donation thing. We've got a box with these kegs up forward, and we got another one back here. Thanks to the people on our tour, you folks, we've generated over $200,000 that we contributed to the Lost Fishermen's funds throughout the nation, for the East Coast, West Coast. We started two, one in California and then the village over here. 80% unemployment. They rely on fishing their waters, salmon, herring. They dive for sea cucumbers and sea urchins. That's all they have. When the cruise ship stopped coming, we went over there, parked along the dock. Every seat was full. The chief was standing right here. We read some of your memories. There's a lot of tears, because some of these memories are awesome. We handed the chief a check from you guys for $28,000 that has been donated to start their first and only Lost Fisherman's Memorial. Now, all the fishermen that have been lost through the years, they got their name and plaques out on the point. Last year, Fort Myers, Florida, had a big hurricane that devastated their fishing fleet. Again, we raised, thanks to you guys, $38,000. $28,000 of that went to the families so they could catch up on their bills and pretty much survive. There was a boat in Astoria, Oregon that rolled over and the captain got killed. He drowned. He left a wife and 4 kids with nothing, no income. Gave him a check for $10,000 so they could pay their bills and survive up until, they found something to do. But it means a lot this year. We put our memories on here. I'm going to read some from yesterday. Great tour. Love Alaska. To Mel, to all the fishermen, near and far. For all the fishermen lost at sea, God bless. May you be happy, healthy, and in peace. Very special to us, and all the memories, they ride with us every day. This is our Fisherman's Memorial Pot. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cap.